Hi, Coach Shawn here. Today I want to talk about something very serious. If you think the narcissist has stopped thinking about you, you're wrong, but it's not the way that you think. Maybe it's been months, maybe it's been years, maybe they're remarried, maybe they're posting happy family photos, maybe they've convinced the world that they've moved on, but they actually haven't. A mutual friend maybe mentions you, and suddenly you find out that they actually know where you live and what you're up to. It's very odd. Or out of nowhere, they send you a text or an email or a message that leaves you asking, why now? Why now? Today, I want to talk about something that many survivors understand. The narcissist may leave you. They may replace you. They may discard you, but they rarely let go. They want to know that they still have access to you. Now, before we dive in, let's clarify something. This isn't about love. This isn't about missing you. And it's certainly not about being soulmates. It's about control. One of the biggest mistakes survivors make is believing that if the narcissist comes back, it means that suddenly they realize how much they've missed you. No, it doesn't. And that's the last thing that it means. In reality, narcissists view relationships differently than healthy people. Healthy people see relationships as a connection. Narcissists see relationships as sources of validation, attention, admiration, status, or control. That's why many narcissists keep former partners, friends, family members, and even adult children on an invisible shelf. You may not hear from them for months or years, but they still know what you're up to. They're still checking in. They think that the door is always open, but it's not. But they don't realize that because they're all about control. Because as long as that door remains cracked to them, they still have access. And even when you slam the door, they still think they're entitled. So let's talk about the 5 ways that a narcissist keeps an eye on you, keeps tabs on people. Number 1 is social media monitoring. Even if you've blocked them, somehow they still know what's going on. Maybe it's through fake accounts, maybe it's through mutual friends, maybe it's through family members. But the point isn't how, the point is why. They want information. They do random check-ins sometimes. They try to make up excuses as to why they want to speak to you or something that's unresolved. These messages often arrive after long periods of silence. The goal is not reconciliation. The goal is to see if they still have access. Will you respond? Are you still emotionally available? Do they still matter? They also want to know if you're moving on. One of the biggest things narcissists cannot stand that absolutely leads to a narcissistic injury is if you've moved on. Not because they love you, but because your healing represents something they cannot control. Your growth is toxic to them. They can't stand the fact that you don't need them or that you don't love them anymore. And for many, they struggle with that reality because it takes away their feeling of importance. They also want to keep mutual connections. They want to keep tabs on you, and it's really important for them to be able to do that. Narcissists keep and maintain relationships with people connected to you. They try to stay informed. It keeps them connected to your world without directly contacting you. And when they return years later, as so many of them do, it's very confusing for survivors, but I assure you it is not from a place of love. Why do they do this? Because the supply sources change, circumstances change, they get older, and they want to see if they still have access. They want to see if they still have importance. Now, they're not just doing this to you. They're doing it to every supply that they ever had, because that's just how they work. And sometimes they simply just want to see if they can't get a response. The question isn't whether the narcissist is coming back for you because they love you. The question is, why does it matter to you? And I know that a lot of you say, I just want them to return. Do they still think about me? Why am I still thinking about them? Why did this happen? But I want you to understand something. A narcissist never attached to you. It's the opposite of what you think. It's not about love. It's all about control. They don't feel the same way that you do. They're in a place of wanting to watch you because they've lost control of you. You might do it from a place of curiosity or loss. That's not how they do it. They do it because they want to know that you're still attached to them or that they can still have access to you. I would say if you hear from a narcissist, I would just ignore it. That would be my advice to you, especially if it's years later. They're not coming back because they suddenly realize they miss you. They should have missed you long before that. They're coming back to see if they can't have access to you. And make no mistake, narcissists get worse with age, not better. They're not coming back because they've bettered themselves. They're coming back because they're running out of supply. Most of the time, as they age, their supply dries up, of course. If you're struggling to break free of the emotional narcissistic relationship that you've been encountering for so long, know that I do one-on-one coaching worldwide. I also offer a weekly support group every Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. You don't have to navigate this alone. I also have a guide, Breaking the Trauma Bond. I know how hard this can be, but I also want to tell you something. You are not with them because you're not longing for them because you love them. You're longing for them because you were trauma bonded to them. And when they return, it can stir up a lot of memories. And trauma tends to stack. And so when they come back, or if they leave you a message, or you run into them, or somebody says they're asking about you, or you see that they may be on your social media, or you suspect that they are, don't think it's coming from a place of love, because it's not. It's coming from a place of curiosity. It's coming from a place to know they want to know that you're still down, or that your life can't be happy without them. And that's just simply not true. Your life will get better and better and better. Just hang in there. Coach Shawn. Till next time.